Welcome to At the Nurses Station, a podcast for nurses about everything except the patients. You got Sam and I here. I'm
Hi.
Kelly. Sam worked last night. I'm going into work in a couple hours, so fitting in some chatting time.
Yeah, this is the episode where we are going to remind ourselves how old we are. I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah, I had this conversation with somebody at work because he's a Gen Xer, and technically my birthday makes me a millennial, but I'm kind of in between the
Yeah.
Gen X and millennial. And I feel like if you went through high school without technology, you're not really a millennial.
What?
Yeah. Well, I mean, we had a computer, but it was like one of those big old giant ones. Nobody had cell phones. All
We
that
didn't
was
have
like in college.
smartphones.
No.
Well, I'm just saying, like millennials, like we didn't have like smartphones, but we had cell phones, like we could text each other.
Yeah, that didn't happen until like after college for me. I think I had my first cell phone in college, but it was like, do you remember the T9 texting?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
And you could do it in your pocket. Like you knew what
Oh,
buttons
I
were
couldn't.
which. Oh, I was so
I was
good.
never that good. But no, I feel like millennials had technology. We had Messenger, so we'd all hang out all day at school and then immediately go home and sit down at our huge desktop computers and instant message each other
Mm.
all evening. And we had LimeWire, so we illegally downloaded loads and loads of content.
Yes, what was that music
Napster.
one? Napster. Oh my gosh, do you remember how long it would take to
Mhm.
download all those songs?
Mhm. Yeah, and there was like a 50-50 chance that it was just like a corrupted file, but you didn't know until after dinner.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, but other than that, how was your holiday? How are you?
Well, I
You doing
worked on
okay?
Thanksgiving. We decided to do trash giving.
Oh, that's right.
Um,
We were gonna talk about this.
yeah, I just I saw like a video about it, and instead of Thanksgiving, everybody brings like the trashy garbage food that we eat. So we had McDonald's and Burger King. We had a ton of like really bad sweets, like so sweet, chips and salsa. It was, like a crock pot of queso. It was
Mm,
just like a hodgepodge of disgusting food that was amazing that day. And then the next day I got a migraine and I was like, "Oh yeah,"
mm.
because I ate all of that processed food.
Oh, I mean, I came in the next, what, 2 days later, actually, I think, or the next night,
Yeah.
and I was really sort of bummed. Although the candy salad, I was
Oh,
like, "This is that what that was?"
did we
That's what
make a candy salad?
I don't
Maybe I
know.
missed that part.
There was like a roasting pan full
Oh.
of loose candy that had clearly once been in its own packaging, just mixed together, and I was like, "Is this what it's like to go to a party and just, like, pick a pill out of a box? I don't know, but I'm gonna eat this candy."
Oh, I
Um,
love it.
and it was
No,
really
it was kind of fun because I worked 3 to 11 and we had people bringing stuff in like day shift all the way through night shift,
mm.
and so when a new shift would come in, there was new crap to eat, and, so we all left very stuffed, like we felt like it was Thanksgiving,
Ooh.
but it
I
was
like the concept for work, but not for family
oh,
Thanksgiving.
no.
Yeah.
No, it was basically like, "We're stuck at work on Thanksgiving, so let's just have fun with it," and that way nobody had to cook. Like, I
Yeah.
literally stopped by my in-laws, was there for, like, 8 minutes to say hi to everybody, drop off the peppers and the pie that I had made, and then I did an online McDonald's order, and I ordered 10 double cheeseburgers and 40 McNuggets, and just went and picked it up on the way to work.
Oh my gosh. I can't even think of the last time I ate anything at McDonald's that wasn't a french fry.
Well, let me tell you, I never get chicken McNuggets, and they're
Yeah.
gross. Like,
Yeah.
I ate one just because I had bought it, and they were nasty. I don't know
I
why
don't like the
anybody
smell
likes
of
that.
them. I'll eat like a I mean, I guess I'm trying to think. I would eat a chicken star, I suppose, if we were, like, traveling or something, like, if I wasn't at home, whatever. I might eat a chicken star. I'd rather eat a chicken strip, but I
Yeah.
would eat a chicken star, but there's something about the McNugget. I don't like the smell of it. I don't Yeah.
Well, and isn't it weird that a few years ago they came out with like an uh, advertisement
Okay.
that said now with all white meat or now with real chicken meat or something like that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and I was like, "Well, what was in it before?"
Oh, that kind of meat is like, it's like this pressed meat that,
It's like a
like
puree, right? Like they like take all the chicken parts and puree
yeah.
it down and like ooze it in.
Yeah, I remember one of
Ugh,
my college professors, like, described in detail the process to us, and I was like, "I don't think this is part of organic chemistry, sir. Why
yeah.
are we
Oh,
why
it's
are
so
we
bad for
doing
you.
this?"
There's been a few documentaries on how like fast food meat is made.
Yeah,
And
isn't
every
it
time I
the
see one,
meat?
I'm like, ugh, so gross. But sometimes mystery meat burgers just hit the
Yeah.
spot.
And what else you how else are you gonna eat the sauce? That's my
Yeah.
problem is, like, I wanna eat that sweet and sour sauce, and I need a vehicle because
Yeah.
it's weird to do it with a spoon. Anyway, it seemed like a very cool concept. I'm glad you guys did it. It seemed like a lot of fun.
Yeah. How
And I
was
was
your
almost
Thanksgiving?
sorry. Oh, it was good. We went out with our, to our friend's house with, it's like a family, the husbands are brothers, and, I went to church with them growing up, and Philip went to high school with them and church, and so we've all known each other for a really long time, so it was, I would say, the same as it always is, which is great.
Nice.
Yeah. Um, I almost felt bad for you that you didn't get a plate of leftovers when you told me that, and then I came home later and remembered that you don't even like Thanksgiving dinner, so I don't feel sorry for you anymore.
I know. I was complaining to you about waking up the morning after Thanksgiving where I was not present and I didn't have any leftovers. And it made me sad because I was like, you guys spent 6 hours there and you didn't think we should make a plate for Kelly? It's not nice. But I like mashed potatoes and I like dark turkey.
Okay, alright. I
And
mean
I like making a turkey sandwich with the leftover turkey. If
yeah,
you just do turkey with salt and pepper and mayonnaise on a sandwich, oh,
yeah.
it's the best. But my
Turkey and
best
mayonnaise is my favorite.
friend, who is a
Oh,
chef,
yeah. Yeah, yeah.
she put together a little to-go
Mm.
one for me with green beans and mashed potatoes and her turkey, which was phenomenal. So,
Oh, that's nice. I mean, I get throwing a fit about it, but that seems like it would be something more in my camp than your camp to just be like, "But you didn't think of me to give me a plate." And then Philip would be like, "But you don't even like it." I'm like, "That's not the point at
exactly.
all." Yeah.
Well,
So,
I mean, I threw a fit in my head, but I didn't say anything. I was just like, "Eh, I guess that's how it is." Okay.
well, yeah. Okay. Technology is what we're talking about. Oh, I will tell you this weekend, I also got Facebook scammed. I didn't lose any money. But, I think I just won't be able to play this episode in front of my children before Christmas, but I'm looking for 3 kittens,
Mhm.
and it's you'd think that they're just, like, literally on the street corner to find, and they are not, and also the local, like, rescue places or whatever, they
Mhm.
want to, like, look inside your house, and they want you to promise that you're gonna buy a catio, and they wanna call your previous vet to make sure that, I don't know, you took care of your I think it's a little out of control for an animal,
Mhm.
and then also that you still have to pay them a fairly significant amount of money for.
Yeah.
But anyway, I'm looking for an orange, a white, and a black one, and I thought that I found it, and then the person wanted a deposit, which seemed okay. I don't know. And then something was like, wait a second, this sentence is not put together in the way that a native English speaker would like structure the sentence.
Mm.
And then, yeah, it ended
Yeah,
up being yummy.
Facebook is not the place to go for sure, or, Craigslist, because I had the same thing happen. I was looking for a Maine Coon. We have a Maine Coon now, but when I was looking for a Maine Coon, there are so many cat scammers that'll say, like, Maine Coon or partial Maine Coon or any of this, and I
Mm,
had, messaged one of them, said I can come pick them up, and they said they were out of town, but they needed a deposit, and I was like, "Well, I'd like to see the cat first," and
yeah.
so and they were like, "Oh, no, we can't do that." Anyways, same exact thing, and they wanted like 400 bucks, and I was like,
Oh, jeez.
no," which for a Maine Coon is really cheap, so
Oh,
that's
really?
how they, like, get you.
Yeah, everyone this weekend has been part of the cat search with me because
Mhm.
I can't keep anything to myself really. And so I was so excited and then wah, utter
Mm.
disappointment. I don't know what I'm gonna do if I can't procure these kittens, in the next 24 days, but
Well,
we'll see.
there's like the little cat cafe that's downtown, and they always have kittens. Have you checked on that one?
Oh, I looked on their website, but it didn't say anything about having kittens.
Oh,
Is
I'll
that
look. I'll find you kittens.
okay? I want a orange, a white, and a black one from the same litter.
Oh, well, good luck.
I know,
Uh,
that's the ideal, and I don't know that this is gonna
well, do you know orange cats are normally boys and their sisters are usually calico?
okay.
That's a thing. So you might
That
end up with an orange and a calico.
it'll be fine. I just need a Christmas miracle, and that or my kids are gonna get their own computer for Christmas. So Philip might just have to go to Costco on the 23rd and get them a new.
Hold on. So you're buying your kids a gift after all we've talked about?
If I can't get these cats, which is their like Christmas thing, which is kind of a gift, but mostly an experience,
Mm,
um, I mean, what else am I supposed to do?
I don't know. I thought you guys
I know.
always planned something, like to go somewhere.
Well, no, well, like 1 year, I told you this. We like redid their bedroom
Yeah.
and they got like a new bed. Like I
Yeah,
redid
yeah.
the whole thing. So it's like it's not just like like regular presents, but that's just like the only backup that I'm just like I don't know what I'm supposed to do if I don't have kittens by
Because you
Christmas.
don't want a puppy.
No. Absolutely not. I don't like dogs. I don't like dogs in the house. I know that everyone's dog is not like other dogs and they're so nice and rah, 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 blah, blah, blah,
No, they
whatever, whatever.
stink.
So I'm too old to be on Facebook because I can get scammed like a grandma.
Mhm.
Um, and it sounds
Oh,
like,
wait. I have to tell you one more thing.
okay,
It's 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 kind of in the line. One of our coworkers, she's in her late 20s, I think she's single. Anyways, she's doing the whole online dating thing. And she let me and a couple other nurses just like pick out guys and start messaging them for her. So she didn't have
dear
to do it.
listeners, I do not know which coworker this is, which makes this story immensely more intriguing. Go ahead.
Oh my gosh, it was so fun because I never dated in the technological age.
Hmm.
That wasn't a thing.
Sure.
And so, man, you get judgmental real fast where I'm just like, nope, nope, your nose is too big, you're too short. Like, but
It's like
because it
ordering
wasn't
off a
for me,
menu.
I was just like, I enjoyed it probably more than I should have.
But you were writing the messages?
Yeah. I was like, oh, I like this one for this person. Like, I'm not doing it for myself. Let's be very clear. Um, but I was like, oh, this would be a good fit. And then I would like send them like a little message and then wait for them to reply for her to then go through like the handful that we picked. We
This
were just like
person
narrowing it down.
cannot possibly be serious about their romantic future if this is the sort of behavior that is okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can't. I mean, I am thankful often because we've had other coworkers that have done this, not
Mhm.
let people message, but I'm always like, oh, I'm so glad I don't have to do this. This seems like an actual nightmare.
Yeah. And
To
it's really like the way they all meet now. But I mean, when I was in my 20s, you met everyone at bars. So, I mean, I'm not sure which one's more sketch.
uh, the internet. The
Yeah.
internet is sketchier than a bar. I'm gonna go on record and say that I think that's true.
Okay.
Okay, which I do have a thought about how I inherently trust the people that we work with as if they're all good people always because we work with them, and that might also not be true too, but that's not what we're talking about today. So, technology, we recently got Voceras, which I'm going to go on a tangent, and I really think that there should be an L after the O. I feel
Volcera,
I feel dumb saying Vocera.
but it's
Vocera.
but it's for voice. And there's no L in voice.
Voice, then it should be Voicera.
Yeah. I agree with that one more than Volcera.
I don't like Vocera. It just there's something about it that seems like retarded in my mouth. Like
I want to name her something. So it's like Alexa or Siri. So I don't have to say, okay, Vocera. Like I want to say, okay, Vicky, you
Did
know?
you know that there's like a whole theory on the internet about how AI is always feminine and all of the AI chatbots have a female name, not
Hmm.
on accident?
No, I don't know
Okay,
anything
well,
about that.
I won't bore you with my other side of
No,
the aisle AI conspiracy theories, but just know that that's out there.
no,
And
I want to hear it. I want to hear it.
well, it's like that's pretty. I mean, that's a whole article that they're like made to. They started as like assistants, and they will always be feminine. So they started that way. They have these feminine names, and now now they've coded them to be like little, mm, the like romantic bots, but are like
Oh,
inappropriate, and
mm,
they're all feminine. And then that goes alongside like the ideology that females are supposed to be the helpers to men.
subservient.
That is not the word that I used. But even biblically, we're helpers. Anyway, doesn't matter. But yeah, so we got the Voceras, and I was adamant that I would not ever put one on my body. And
Okay.
I actually like it.
Yeah, I know. I think you use it more than most people.
Yeah, it's not
You
as
call me all the time.
I don't call you all the time. But how have you I mean, actually, once I figured it out once, one of our younger nurses, she's not that much younger, but she's like, "It's not a walkie-talkie, Sam. Stop talking into it. You just talk normally and it'll pick you." And I was like, "Okay."
What's interesting, I'm going to go on a little tangent here,
Okay.
is that first of all, they've been around forever.
Mhm.
They've been around for 20 years,
That's
probably
true.
plus. And so the fact that our organization just now decided to get these and the cost of getting them is ridiculous.
Sure.
Somebody looked up like how much they cost per unit, plus then you have to pay like a service fee. It's like a cell
Oh,
phone
yeah.
kind of for every single one of those in the hospital. And the fact that the higher ups decided that that's the way that the money should be spent, I am appalled at that part. But I don't mind them. But I think cell phones were just fine. Like, I think it's stupid that
I
we
think, like,
decided to do
the
that
return on investment for actual patient benefit is nominal.
for
I will
sure.
absolutely give you that, but when I'm, like, in CT and I need information or I need help, or am even in the trauma bit, like, anytime I need something where I would ordinarily have to find a phone, remember a phone number, look at my badge with all my little numbers, um, I just go, "Hey, Vocera, call Peds ED RT,"
Yeah.
and bing, there they
Have
are.
have you noticed, have you called psych triage?
Mhm.
They say psych peons. That's what Vocera has them down as. So every time you say
No.
call psych triage, it says calling psych peons.
Because it's saying it weird or because somebody's funny?
I don't know, but it's
Oh.
there. And I'm not telling, well, I'm telling the world right now, but I'm not going to tell anybody at work that it needs to change because it makes me laugh.
It is funny. I mean, you do have to, like, figure out the how to operate with them, right? Like, you can't say CT, you have to say CAT scan, which I think is annoying.
I think
But
that's annoying too because it's not a CAT scan. I hate when people say the word CAT scan.
why how is it not a CAT scan?
Well, CAT scan is the wrong term.
Is it?
It's a CT scan.
Aren't they the same thing?
Well, okay.
Oh, no,
It's
I'm, like, honestly curious. I thought they were the
no,
same
it's
thing.
like that's what like non-medical people say is CAT scan.
Oh, like an ECG versus an EKG.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Alright, well, fair enough. Okay, so the Volsera, I agree with you, I remember them in nursing school, but they didn't have, like, cute little screens, and you couldn't, like they were much simpler. Um, I feel
They
like for
do
the
learn your voice or they like learn how you speak, which I think is nice because like the first couple days you wore it, it was super annoying, but now it like understands what I'm trying to say.
oh, that's my least favorite part of it. I don't
Oh,
trust it for anything. I think it's a little spy gadget and
oh,
is collecting data that goes somewhere, I don't know,
oh,
something like
probably.
that, and hopefully no one listens to it 'cause anyway, so there's that. Yeah, I'm not as anti them as I thought I was gonna be, so that's good. some other technology we're going to talk about, I think pumps
Mm,
and pump, like just the amount of change that has come from the pump technology that we have now.
medication pumps.
What other
For
pumps?
Well, for those that don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay. Well, breast pumps have been the same forever, but that's just because the mechanism hasn't changed. You get what you get on that one.
Yeah. I know. Do you think so? When I was in nursing school, we had to calculate drip rates.
Hmm.
I don't think they even teach that in nursing school anymore. Do they?
I haven't been to nursing school in a decade and a half, so I really couldn't tell you.
Yeah. Somebody will have to let us know if that's even a thing. But that's why you have the roller clamp and you would sit there and you would count how many drips per 10 seconds or something like
Do
that.
you remember like what the conversion is?
No, not at all.
No, me neither.
No, it's fast or slow. Like if I run something to gravity, it's just wide open or slow.
Yeah, so we used to do drip rates but once I became a nurse, I've always used Alaris. Like for a hot second, I had to learn how to use a plum pump,
Mm.
which are not my favorite, but I've always used Alaris. And I like them. I don't mind it. I will say that I think I'm not as good at calculating rates as I used to be
Oh
because I'm
yeah.
like, I want it to run over 15 minutes. So that's a quarter of an hour. And I have how much volume? And then I need someone to
Well,
check it.
and I think that like speaks to a lot of technology that we have in the hospital that it has come into place to decrease errors, but
Mhm.
the result is that we don't have to use our brains as much.
Oh, yeah.
Because when we, in the NICU, you always do dopamine is like a big thing up there for
Oh,
blood pressure.
oh.
And you always had to calculate your dopamine rate. And it was, every single shift. And now you just put it in the drug
Mhm.
library on the pump and it just does it for you.
Mhm.
And I feel like that's a little risky to take my brain out of the equation. I mean, most of the time that's probably a good thing, but I don't think that we double check the pumps. Like we kind of just trust them
Well, and
blindly.
what happens when I don't have the pump? Like,
Mhm.
I'm not as confident and as quick. Even where I used to be a nurse, it was a candy store, Pyxis, and we had, like, no pharmacy double check, and it didn't calculate our, Tylenol and ibuprofen for us. Like, you just had to calculate the dosage
Mhm.
and put the order in that way. So I was really quick at,
Yeah.
I'm like, "Oh, yeah, Tylenol's 15, ibuprofen's 10." It's what is it? 324.5 to 10,
Yeah.
and whatever ibuprofen is 100 to 5. And just like, boom, this is how many mLs you do it all day. Same with Rocephin. We had to calculate our own Rocephin IM injections that we gave to kids all of the time. It was just so second nature. So I guess I don't really like the pump integration. Honestly, that one I could give back.
Yeah.
I don't think and I don't like the way that it integrates into like the flow sheets. I can't figure it out. It doesn't make sense to me.
Well,
Um,
and we live in ER land where like I need something to work quickly
mm.
and sometimes that drug library takes forever and then there's like a cosign and all of that and I'm like, "Oh, just let me put in the rate."
The drug
And
library
so that's what
takes
I do.
the drug library takes forever for me because the alphabet has to be sung. And then I really have to read those words very carefully,
Yeah.
um, to find and then, like, they're capitalized in the like, ceftriaxone, why is the middle of it capitalized? It
Yeah,
makes
I'm
it
like,
so hard
once
to
you get to the sefts, you
Oh,
gotta
yeah.
pay attention because there's like 4 of them.
Yeah, what was I hanging one day? We were talking about pushing Versed. Oh, it was like a status kid where I have Versed in my pocket, like I just got done pushing Versed and pharmacy hands me the Keppra or I pulled the Keppra or something. So I get the Keppra hung up and I'm being a good nurse and I'm using the stupid drug library, which I usually try not to use anytime I can. So of course, what do I pick? Midazolam on the bloody library. And
Mhm.
I'm trying to get it set up in the other nurse. I'm like, there's something wrong. Like these rates aren't right. This isn't the right bag size, blah, blah, blah. She's like, well,
It's the wrong drug.
you have it on Versed and not Keppra. I'm like, what's even the other stupid name of Keppra? Levictra.
Right.
Just like, Just open the capper. It goes over 15 minutes. What are we?
Right?
How much are we going to really hurt him? But
Somebody stand here and slow push it.
yeah. Yep. So, okay. The pumps, I don't really like them, but
Well, and then for kids, we have the syringe pumps, which those have gone through a lot of changes as well. And those drug libraries have never been right in like 20 years. There has not been
I do love a syringe pump.
consistent good drugs on the library, but
I don't want to integrate the syringe pump, but I love the syringe pump because I am an ER nurse at heart and I don't push anything slower than like 2.5 minutes. If it's a slower push than that, it needs to go on a pump. I can't stay in here. I need to go do something else.
well, for sure, but I just pick volume over time. Like I don't play around with the drug library like we're supposed to.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. I'm just saying I like the syringe pump. I don't like anything else that goes with it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. What else? You pick one of your technology ones. You tell me what you think.
Well, we talked a little bit about having translator services as like a positive of technology. So like when we first started or I first started, you had to call like
Mhm.
an 800 number and
Mhm.
try and get a translator on the line. And then everybody's yelling into this phone. But now we have Marty's where you like actually just wheel in a cart with a screen and you get to talk to a real person. And I feel like that is a big plus.
Well, I mean, to be fair, the phone was the same thing as a Marty, just without a screen.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think the sound of it is clearer. I think it's better when a patient can look at a person's face instead of just their voice. But I will say, like, Google Translate does a good job in a pinch.
Why are we not allowed to use Google Translate? Why do I have to
Mm.
fight with the Marty?
I think probably because of HIPAA, wouldn't you think? Because we're like putting patient information into a non-secure line.
I think it's money. I think somebody in CMS land owns a translator company and was like, "You can't use other technology.
Yeah.
You 100% need to use something
But when
certified."
I'm
That's like,
out at First Nurse, I've had a lot of parents like that speak Russian or Ukrainian where they'll already have like talked into Google Translate and they just hand me their phone. And it's like, here's all the things that are wrong with my child and why I'm checking in and works fine for me.
no, I don't mind it either. Okay, I have a couple of things about this. So, I think that the Marty is better obviously for sign language because you can't do that over the phone. So that's quite like handy. When I first became a nurse, we actually had to call in. There was like a service for our county and then you just had to wait until the sign language translator got there and it might be like 2 hours.
Right. And
So,
that delay of care is horrible.
well, in the meantime, we just wrote stuff down on a piece of paper. I just like the sheer logic of opera. I'm just like, this doesn't have to be as complicated as we're making it. Which we did have a family in our ER a while ago
Mhm,
where the Martys weren't working. I don't know. It's just an iPad. We only have access to like two freaking buttons on it. So if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I don't know what to tell you.
mhm.
And we asked the mom if she would be okay with just writing stuff down on a piece of paper. And she said no. Like,
Yeah.
well, what do you want? Which leads me, oh, sorry, I keep hitting this, which leads me to what is the reasonable expectation of translating? Like, honestly, can I be a little grouchy about this?
You can. I think most people that need translators are very grateful and gracious about it. A lot of times people bring in a family member that will translate, which we're not supposed to use, but
What
they
bizarre
do.
experience are you having? I feel like the exact opposite. I feel like probably 75% of the people that I've taken care of that need a translator are just like, no, I have to have
Mm,
a translator. Well, okay. I mean, which is, I don't mind. I think it's like great that we have the service and I don't mind doing it. But sometimes the, the unwillingness to like work with us and then sort of the attitude that like I don't speak your language is
hmm.
I find it frustrating.
Yeah, I
Um,
don't think I've had that experience. I think But I don't know. Maybe it's an attitude, Sam.
A look on my face. I don't think that that's silly because I try to learn, like, I had a family from Nepal the other day, which is, like, not a common, obviously not a country that we see a lot of people from, but I traveled through India and Nepal when I was in college, and so I remembered a few things, so I was, kind of, like, chit-chatting with them, it was fun, and I used to do my whole job in Spanish, so I like that we have the service, I like the technology of it. I do sometimes get frustrated when if it's not available, like, what do you want me to do? Like, I need a little
Yeah.
give and take
Well,
here.
we have a large, Marshall Island population where we
Mhm.
live, and there is like, Marshallese is not a common enough language that
Yeah.
it's not always available, and I do feel really bad for them because I am like, I don't know how to explain this in any way. Like, I
Yeah,
if we don't have a translator, it's really hard, and we've had to I know as charged, like, I've had to call the house soup, and I'm like, "You have to find me a translator," like
but Kelly, they all have smartphones, and they are all always talking to someone. Like, that's the thing that
yeah.
I'm trying to say. Like, I like,
Did you know
Posh
Marshallese is not on, Google Translate? Because I tried to use it one night because I was like, "I have nothing else."
no, but I mean, they're talking to people, like,
Mm.
not a single person that you know.
Yeah, and
I
a
don't
lot
know.
and that's when a lot of times they will bring in a family member, but I don't
I
know,
do feel
it's
like
hard.
Pashto is also a very difficult
Mhm.
language to get a translator for, like, you have to wait a really long time, and then I'm always like, "Is there another language?" And they're like, "No, no, no," and then 30 minutes later, they're like, "Yeah, Arabic." I'm like, "Well, I like, we coulda, like" Ugh! What am I
Yeah,
gonna
I
do?
mean, I think we are very privileged to speak English. Most of the world has English speaking somewhere around them, like it's a second or third language. So I don't know that we can actually say that we would have the same
Okay,
experience.
okay, I feel like I'm gonna get in a lot of trouble for this opinion, but I will just say it is one of my more intense frustrations with our job when I just wanna be helpful and all I get is "tude," and, like, it's my problem, and it's
Mm,
just not.
yeah.
But anyway, okay.
Well,
Um,
we talked about Google Translate. So how about we talk about cell phones, and this is more of a at the nurse's station problem when everyone is on their cell phones.
I mean, I remember having an oh my gosh, an iPod, the like,
Mhm.
with the screen, so that I could, like, read books on my shift and having to be, like, very intentional with all my charge nurses and was like, "This isn't a cell phone, it's just an iPod." I can't even remember what it was called. Anyway,
iPod
doesn't matter.
Touch.
Oh, an iPod Touch, that's right,
Yeah.
because you were not in any way, shape, or form allowed to have your cell phone out, like, it was supposed to be in your locker, and I remember my mom would always have fits about it, but to, like, talk to my mom, I had to call the desk phone,
Mhm.
from home, because nobody was allowed to have their cell phones, and it's totally different now, like,
Yeah, I think it became too big of a problem for them to enforce anymore.
is
Like,
that kinda
nobody
like schools?
yeah, it's like,
Yeah.
you can say till you're blue in the face, "No cell phones," but you know that the second management isn't around, everybody's pulling their cell phones out. So I
But
feel
do
like they
you
finally got to the point where they were like, "Meh."
but do you really feel like it's the huge distraction? Because the point of, like, "Well, you can't have your cell phone out," is because, like, well, what would you be doing? You're supposed to be doing your job, but I don't feel like, in general, my phone distracts me from doing my job.
I think some people it does. I think
Oh,
some
really?
people, like, are not paying attention to, like, orders being placed because they're playing Candy Crush. That's an old statement. Nobody plays Candy Crush anymore, but, like or watching, you know, sports on their phone or things like that, but I
Oh,
don't know. For
interesting.
me, I mean, I get on my phone and I play games, but I usually, like, will, have the board up in front of me so I know right when I need to do something, and I'm constantly checking it. But I feel like some people are just easily distracted.
Hmm. Okay, well, I'll take your word for it. I mean, I mean, I definitely have seen people. Yeah, I love being able to have my phone. Well, I use it as a calculator. Even in the room, I'll pull it out, and the parents are like, "Well, how much Tylenol or ibuprofen do we give?" And I'm already out of the chart, or we haven't ordered it, so I can't just quickly look at how many mLs, so I'll just pull my phone out.
Yeah.
and do it. But I also get a lot of stuff done because I have it at work. Like,
Have you ever used any of the code apps? There's like Code Scribe, I think, is one. There's some apps where you can like start a code timer and it'll like remind you like the 5 minutes and all that.
no, I haven't ever in a code, honestly, but I have PDStat, I think is what I have on my phone. And it's just like a PDStat app. And it just like you can put in the weight and it'll like do all of your airway or RSI drugs or like there's just a bunch of stuff on it.
Well,
But
that's helpful.
I honestly don't ever use it in an emergency
Yeah.
because all of the information is there, but you can't get to that information unless you start like cracking carts and stuff, which I'm not going to do unless I need to do it. So,
Yeah.
yeah, so I guess having your phone, I d- I think it's fine. And if you're distracted by your phone because you're lame, then you are going to be distracted by something because you're not interested in doing your job like well or intensely.
Yeah. That's
So,
true. What about, okay, so what about
oh,
AI? So we already talked about how, like, okay, so do you think that AI has a place in medicine? And do you think it's going to start to slowly take over?
okay. So I am triggered by the term AI when used inappropriately. It's like when people say happy Memorial Day to someone that's like, alive. I'm like,
Mhm.
that's the wrong, you don't know, not of what you speak. I mean, AI is like such a huge tool that can do so many things.
Yeah.
I don't, it, what makes me, I think that it has a place, I guess is where I'll start. I think understanding that AI is not necessarily good at sorting through good or bad data because it can't decide like what is true and not true as far as like a patient assessment. And the reason I say that is because, it is going to say it's given access to all of Epic in some
Mhm.
way, right? Like Epic has some AI tool and it allows it to crawl through all of the patient charts and assessment, and it comes back and can give you data like 90% of the time when a patient between these age ranges comes in with this chief complaint and their lab, they pull out these specific lab values that it finds, they have an acute appy before they go to CT scan. That's like, I think that that's kind of what would be great for AI. But then, so it does all of that crawling and all that data collection and puts those pieces together and then is maybe put into something that like is akin to ChatGPT or like whatever flavor of that you like. And so then you start asking it questions, right? You're like, I have this 8-year-old chief complaint of this, and this is my original assessment. What are my 5 top differential diagnoses? Well, the thing is that it's crawling over a lot of subjective information that we put in. So that still means that the people have to be good at their job. And so if it's reading assessments that aren't good, or then you circle back around, we start using AI and we start following its prompts and we start taking these top 5 differential diagnoses because that's what AI told us was most probable. And we start chasing those ones down. I feel like it will just double down on the information because
Yeah.
it's giving you now the direction to go. So you go in that direction and find those things because that's what you're looking for. I
Yeah.
I am
So,
nervous about it to drive care. I think it will be a good tool to look at trends.
yeah.
I guess
But
that's how I phrase it.
we don't think that doctors should be putting things into Chat GPT and getting diagnoses. Is that what I'm saying?
I
Ah, we
I
know a little something that
I
happens
am
that is
highly
inappropriate
concerned about the use of AI
as a diagnostic tool.
as yeah.
It's the same as when you know, when you have patients come in that have consulted Dr. Google, right? Like,
Yeah.
just because you put it into a Google search does not mean that you know what is going on.
I mean, like, I guess I like it better from a doctor than from just a Joe Schmo, but I have a real, like, pit in my stomach about the next 30 years of grown-up doctors because I think that they of, like, grown-up doctors, sorry, I mean, like, doctors coming out of med school and mid-level providers because I think that it is so prevalent that they double check themselves or they Google what the rash looks like to
Mhm.
because they don't know off the top. I'm gonna get in so much trouble, Kelly.
No, and I mean, we should say that you and I Google things too. Like, we had something show up on a CT scan or an ultrasound, I can't remember, but it was some weird thing that none of us had ever heard of, like me and the providers alike. And we're like looking it up and we're like, what the heck is that? And then you talk to the nephrologist and they're like, no, that's nothing. That's, you shouldn't even have put that in there. But so there are times where we're like, I have no idea what this means, and we look it up. But no, like your education and your experience should, I think, drive where where we go.
I guess you're right. I do feel like just the breadth of information that we have is so huge. You couldn't reasonably ask a human to know all of it at the drop of the hat. But there are we've always had reference books all over the
Mhm.
hospital, right? And you can call other providers to double check stuff, but I feel like I have never seen on screens of providers so much double checking of literally everything that they do, and
No,
it's
and
just no.
actually, I mean, I think about when I was a baby nurse, I had my own reference books
Mhm.
too.
Yep.
And I was always checking reference books, and I don't do that anymore. It's like it's so much easier to go on the internet. But the thing with reference books is those that is like scientifically vetted information that has,
Yeah.
that has backing. And you don't know, like, unless you're going on like Medline or something like that, you don't know what you're reading on the internet because now when you Google something, AI tells you the answer and
Uh-huh.
then the results. And a
Uh,
lot of people just read the AI answer instead of actually looking at the results.
I mean, I guess the devil's advocate to that is that books can't be easily updated,
Mhm.
but but it should also, like, for me to not know what the thing on the CT is that they're talking about, as well I shouldn't. I'm just a nurse, like, it is not my job to know those things right out of school, and it should be hard to be a doctor.
Yeah. Well, and
Sorry.
so I don't think nurses will ever be replaced by AI, but are there any professions that you think will be? Because I think radiology would be maybe on the
Mm,
chopping block.
like radiologist.
Yeah, like doctors that read
Yeah.
scans and stuff, because I
Yeah,
feel like
no, I could see that.
that could be something that, you know, could be passed on to AI.
The AI could train. Yeah, I could see that. I could see, even though I love them, I could see registration being
Mhm.
downsized, and we would have to take on half of their role. And then
Well, I mean, people already check in for your own appointments everywhere else, like, why do we
Mhm.
need to have, registration checking people in the hospital?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I love them too, but
Yeah. I
that's gotta be scary.
yeah, I think that you're absolutely right, I think I mean, Volcera already replaced our operators. Have you called the
Mhm.
operator since we got Volcera?
No?
Yeah, it is not a real person. It's just Volcera, and you just have to say which department that you want, and it will transfer
Oh.
you.
Oh
Mhm.
gosh. Well,
Yeah.
and a lot of hospitals have, robots. We used to have robots. What happened to our robots?
I have never worked there when there are robots.
Oh, yeah, that would, stock Pyxis and stuff like that.
What? How does it stalk the Pyxis?
I don't know, but yeah, oh, I can't remember. I didn't realize that I missed the robots now that they're gone. It must've
Just
been no, because you would, like, get on an elevator and there'd be a robot in there. It was weird.
Oh.
Yeah.
I wonder about, like, some lab processes, like, maybe something in
Mhm.
blood bank where they're, like, manually looking for all of the antigens
Mm.
to match blood. I wonder if that could easily be offloaded.
Yeah, do you think the robots would drop the specimens less?
Well, they sure as crap lose them less. Oh, do not get me. Actually, lab called and said thank you
Huh?
2 shifts ago, last night, 2 nights ago, I don't know, whatever. They said thank you for getting samples to them so quickly for the second check.
Oh,
And it might just be because some nurses that are not new know that the second check is going to be required and have it prepped and ready to go when the sticker arrives. But,
yeah.
you know.
And we definitely drew the second check on a separate time.
Okay, listen, I have a question about this logically, though.
I know.
Is the safeguard of the second check that it happened at a different time? Like, because we're afraid that something is going to be different in time, or is it that a sample came down physically separately, which we manage by just the time that it makes it to the
No,
lab?
I think the reason is because the second check is to make sure that you're drawing on the right person. So if you draw two samples from the same person and they're both at the same time, then,
What difference does that make?
well, if you're drawing on the wrong person, then you're sending two samples from the wrong person versus coming back and drawing a second time. And then if that one doesn't match, then they know it's
You
a.
think I'm going to accidentally walk into the wrong room, but 10 minutes later, I'm going to walk into the right room and be
I
like,
don't think that I agree with you. I feel like the second check is stupid, but I'm
I
saying
don't
that
feel that way though.
I think
That's
that's the reason
That's not
behind
what
it.
I'm saying. I'm saying that I don't think that it's the amount of time drawn from the patient. I think it's the amount of time arrived in lab so that it is a distinctly separate, like, process
Right.
so that lab doesn't get it mixed up somehow, or like it's like I'm actually doing this a second time. But from my perspective, I don't know why it matters what time I draw the second check because I still have to scan the patient, scan the label.
Yeah.
I just Anyway, it's not like drawing a lactic at a different time to see when it changed. But
This is true.
anyway, lab called and said thank you, which I thought was very kind because they don't ever do that. Okay, well, there's still a lot of other technology things. AI terrifies me.
As it should.
I don't know if there's anything else that you wanna.
See, I'm more scared of the like what you were saying with Vocera, like listening to us.
Hmm. Yeah, you should be.
Because
I hear what you say at the
you can have your
station.
cell phone out and you can have it like turned off and it is still listening to you. And the fact that I said baby something around my phone and then all of a sudden I get all these ads for baby stuff. It's a real thing and that's scary.
I do wanna move on, but I do want to bring up one other thing about AI, which is how it's being used to record now to write notes.
Mm.
I don't have the same concerns in the sense of, like, the kind of, echo chamber effect, but I just wonder, like, legally, if that's really do you really want your patient's conversation documented? Um, or I don't know, there's something about it that
I don't
I
know.
can't.
I've been to the doctor since since that started and they've asked, is it okay
Mhm.
if I record this? And I'm like, yeah, I don't care. I feel like it's more for patient protection than anything.
No, I definitely mean, like, from the provider's perspective,
Yeah.
like, because we filter so much of what our patients tell us
Mhm.
and kind of, like, not repackage it in a bad way, but, like, we document what they're telling us, but we have to frame it through our, like, education and experience, but, I
No,
mean.
I think that it is risky
Yeah.
because I think the next step of just like police having like their cam on
Oh,
at all
yeah.
times, I can imagine that coming and your cam
Mm.
turns on whenever you're in front of a patient. And I mean, that's we all make mistakes and that's
Mhm.
scary that I think it would drive people away from wanting to do bedside care
Oh,
for
yeah.
fear of, not that we no one intentionally makes mistakes, but what if I say the wrong thing or I, offend someone in some way and then I get pulled into court because of it because now everybody can watch that interaction?
Well, and make a determination of whether it was right or wrong after the fact
Right.
on like a very subjective level. I will some technology that I would wholeheartedly request would be non-wired patient monitoring.
Ugh,
Why? What?
yeah,
Where
why
is
has
that?
it taken so long?
Just
Amen to that. That's the dumbest thing that nobody
yeah.
has figured that out yet.
Well, you can buy an Owlette at Target for, I don't know, what are those things now, like $50?
Yeah.
Those are wireless. Why
Yeah.
do I not have that
Right.
technology?
Yeah.
So that my little babies aren't tied in knots constantly. Do you know what another cool AI thing would be? Kelly, maybe we should just invent this, although I don't know how. I want like a ventilator that manages its own settings based on
Mm,
patient feedback.
yeah.
Maybe it already exists and I just don't know because we don't do ventilators that often, but I think that would be like that would be
Like
very cool.
intuitively changes tidal volume and rate based on their effort and their end title and all of that.
And pressure and
Mhm.
changes maybe their like FiO2 based on, I don't know,
Yeah.
you could like load, it could be integrated to its last VBG, to the patient's last like VBG or whatever, and it just kind of did
Yeah.
it. I might be able to go to the ICU if the ventilator managed itself. I didn't have to do anything. That
RTs would
sounds
be out
great.
of a job, but yeah.
Well, here's me sad. Okay, questions? Pulse check really fast. What do you think?
Yeah. Yeah,
Okay.
you got one?
Oh, turkeys. I do. You're gonna really like this one. It's quick. I'm so excited. Would you rather sneeze sparkles or burp bubbles?
Ooh, I like to do both.
Kelly,
That would be
no,
so fun.
you can't have both.
Oh, sparkles can be messy, so I'm gonna do burp bubbles, and it'd be like a fun party trick.
Okay, well, that's fair because I like the sneezing sparkles. I guess in my head, I think of it more like glitter, and I think
Yeah,
that'd be so fun.
it would be fun, but then you'd have glitter everywhere.
Well, I can hold back a sneeze if I want to.
Oh, that's a dangerous game to play.
Is that how you get an aneurysm, maybe? No,
Yeah,
I
I
don't.
think so. Okay, this kinda has to do with what, we've been talking about. How
Oh,
can you prove to me that you're not a robot?
oh, you always have the best questions, Kelly. Ah, that's great. Okay, there's a video game called Nemesis that Philip was playing with his friends, and,
Okay.
like, that's the whole kind of concept is there's AI running in the so they're, like, talking to each other, like, Philip and his buddies, and it starts listening to your voices, and it'll make, like, a little fake one of your character and, like, go up to your friends and, like, say things, but you can't hear like, Philip can't hear what the computer is saying to his buddies, and so he can't, like, say, "That's not me," or whatever, so anyway, you have to, like, be able to pick them out before they kill you, which sounds terrifying and very stressful, but he says it's quite fun. How could
This
I
is so fun. I wanna play this game.
Okay, Nemesis is what it's called.
Nemesis, okay.
How could I appreciate I don't know, Kelly. How would I?
I don't know.
I can't, like,
Well, I
do
feel
art?
like in person, you could, like, make yourself
Mm,
bleed,
okay.
right? Like, I could, like,
Yeah.
cut myself, but
Mhm.
maybe robots have fake blood.
Maybe robots have fake blood. I do think that this is a problem in the dating space
Yeah.
because I think that there's, like, I don't know, Philip showed me videos of this guy, like, makes songs from
Mhm.
Tinder messages.
Yes.
Have you seen
So
that? And,
good.
like, one of the things is, like, people will say this random word, and, like, the responses won't do it, and Philip said that's because 'cause they're trying to make sure it's not a bot.
Oh.
So, apparently,
So
this is already a problem.
yes, well, okay, so my, oh, it just started snowing.
Oh, there you go.
Fun. My nephew, quote unquote, like cousin's child, he is really into um, virtual reality, and he was actually dating someone like on the other country, like other side of the country. They would meet in like virtual
I don't like this
like
at all.
hangouts. Like they all go to like these virtual bars and they hang out. And that's the only way he was interacting with this person. I'm like, how do you know that that is who they say they are?
You don't,
I
because
am
this
so terrified of that. It's like Ready Player One, right? Like, you've seen that movie or read the book?
mm-mm.
Oh, basically same thing. But
Okay,
everybody is
what
just
is it?
walking around in their, like, virtual selves that they've created.
This happened to someone in our family about a decade ago,
Mm,
and that person was not nearly as off put by the whole experience as Philip and I were when we heard the story, and I was like, "No, no, 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 no,
yeah,
no, no." But what is the answer? How would I like, if we're on this thing and, like, AI can generate, like, a video that sounds just like me and looks just like me,
right.
although please AI make me look better than what I look like right now if you're gonna do this.
Oh, maybe that's what it would be. Like, you didn't have, like, bags under your eyes.
Kelly. Sam, why is your skin so clear? Are you a robot?
Yes,
Dang it. So we have to stay imperfect. Oh,
I
well,
know.
that's kind of sweet.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay. Well, there we go. I think we have a little bit more time. Oh, do you I didn't even tell you about my week of reorganization. I made
ugh,
it through the corner in the bathroom that I hate. I put like a beautiful shelf, like bookshelf thing up and everything in like cute little boxes. And I did the laundry room junk cabinets and I did the junk drawer junk cabinet that's in like the dining room, which led me to, do you have a good way to store plastic bags?
like, what kind of plastic bags?
Like
Like,
Walmart bags,
oh, we have
just
a drawer in our kitchen that's filled
shoved
with it
full.
because we use it, for the to clean out the cat boxes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so we just have a bag drawer that we just shove everything in there.
And then when it's full, you just throw the bag away if it
Yeah.
doesn't fit in the
Well, I
drawer.
try and use reusable bags at the grocery store, so I
Mm,
don't have too much waste. And sometimes I just will reuse them, like, for grocery shopping. So
mhm.
I'll put them in my, like, in the garage, I have, like, a big bag that has all the reusable bags, and sometimes plastic bags get added in there.
Gotcha. Oh, that's right. You are in a state that feels like they're saving the planet by charging you for grocery bags.
Yeah, but that means that we get the thicker bags when we buy
You do
them.
get the nicer bags, that's true. I do not, and I have now that we don't have a cat, it's overflowing, and it was not a problem that I could solve, and so I didn't know if you had a solution, but
Well, and you can't recycle them, so, I mean,
yeah,
the option is just to throw them away, which feels wrong.
it does, that's true. Okay. Do you have one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, back to what we were talking about. Okay, we talked about how can you tell if it's a robot? How can you tell what the real news is?
Kelly. Oh my god. I haven't been awake for long enough for this.
I know. Well, I'll tell you
Oh.
what my answer is
Okay,
that you
good.
actually have to watch things live. You have to watch things that actually happen live. You can't just, like, read about them after the fact because
Mm,
I don't think we're ever gonna get the real news ever again.
mm. Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I think that there's just so much content, like, there's just so much that happens, right? Like, it would be kind of impossible to firsthand account everything. I think, I guess it's not like how do you get the real news? How do you not become a far anything like drink the Kool-Aid person?
Mm,
And I think the way that you do that is realizing that, like, everybody is fallible and
mhm,
everybody has an agenda, even
mm,
if it's not necessarily a bad one, and just taking what you hear and then listening to a different source, and
yep,
then listening to a different source, and not, you hear one thing happen and then immediately decide that you hate that person or that country or they're the most evil type of people or, like, whatever, and
yeah.
just yeah, I think that's how you
Yeah,
have to.
there's someone in my life that, will just spout off, "Did you hear this happened?" And I'm like, "That didn't really happen." Like, I can just tell you by the way that you're saying it to me that that did not really happen. Well, I read it and I'm like, "Cool. I can write things down for you to read too." But no, I
Fair.
have the same opinion. I look at multiple sources, um, and different angles, read actual quotes, not just like someone's interpretation of it.
Sure.
But it's hard. It's hard, especially when the algorithm has you pinned and knows what you like.
Mm, mhm.
And so I feel like sometimes we have to try and break out of our algorithm a little bit.
Yeah, and I try to, like, not take it as gospel even if I'm like, "Well, I read the article." Like, "Well, I mean, sure, but, everybody's, mm, process of input in their mind is, like, a little bit different, and who am I to, like, know that if I watch something, I have complete understanding of the situation, you know? I'm just kind of like, this is the amount of information that the Lord has allowed me to, like, receive, and this is the mind that I have, and this is the life that I live. Like, I can have
I
an
will
opinion about it, but
I will say that I feel like, reading world news, like, sources
mm,
is more reliable than anything that is created in the United States right now.
well, okay.
That's what I think. I don't trust our country and what it's telling us.
Uh, and maybe that's where you and I, Kelly, I think we have like these two squiggly lines that randomly and often without prediction overlap.
Mhm.
And that's where you and I overlap. Like, I don't trust any big thing. And yeah, and sometimes that you and I overlap there on what big things we trust and and
Yeah.
don't trust.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I do have a question that maybe should start off our a different podcast episode. So I'll ask it to you and then you won't answer it because we're gonna need to talk about it more broadly. But do nursing units know their reputations? Is my question.
Mhm.
And so like specifically, and I'm sorry, I have a very good friend and she just doesn't fall into this like stereotype, but like do L&D nurses know that in the rest of the hospital, they have a rap for being, like, total prima donnas
Mm.
about everything? Like, do they know that?
I don't know. I think ER nurses know what our reputation is.
What is our reputation?
Our
It's subtly
reputation
different than the ICU, for
Yeah, no, it's like get it done fast, and then get it out of here. I don't want
Yeah,
it anymore.
that is not a reputation, that is a lifestyle. I wanna know, like, what is our rep with, like, med surg? What do they say? They're like,
Mm.
"Ugh, just those lazy,
Yeah.
like, sloppy ER nurses," or something. Like, that's what I
Yeah.
So I guess the answer is I don't know our reputation. I'm curious because like NICU has a rap for being kind of biatchy. Um,
Oh, no.
yes, they do.
No. I love
Okay.
my NICU nurses.
I'm not saying that you can't love a NICU nurse. I'm just saying ICU nurses have a reputation of being very anal about everything.
Yeah.
So I wonder, do we
Hmm.
know our
We'll have to
reputation?
ask around.
Okay. Report back to us, friends of other units, and then tell us what our general reputation.
I don't know if I wanna know.
Oh, so, okay. Well, did you have one more? Sorry, I went first, but
Nope,
you're welcome.
that was it.
Okay. All right. Awesome. Well, thanks again for hanging with us for a little while. We are at the nurses station with Kelly and Sam, and I do want to plug, we have some like cool things coming. We're branching out a little bit.
We're
I don't
trying.
know. We are trying our hardest. So we have some new stuff coming in the next few weeks. So please come back, like and subscribe, and we'll save you a seat at the nurses station.
Bye.
Hey guys, this is Kelly from At the Nurses Station. Sam and I would like to remind you that the views and opinions expressed on this podcast are strictly our own and do not in any way reflect the position of our employers. This podcast is for entertainment purposes only and in no way should be considered medical advice. As always, consult a qualified medical provider for questions regarding your health or medical conditions. We hope you had fun listening to us today, and we'll see you next time at the Nurses Station.